with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ, His Son. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ, His Son. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich, because of what the Lord has done for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich, because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks.
Give thanks to the Lord our God, who is great. I'm a minister for Trinity of Christ Ministries, and I have a message to talk about today. It's about the lost generation. And it's not a new concept. It's actually, if you read the Bible, you would see that the Israelites constantly had this problem. The generation that first encounters God is strong in their faith, and they believe in God, and they do things right, and they obey the realities of their lives. And then that generation gets old, and they have children. And the next generation get told by their parents how important it is to follow the Lord's precepts, and to believe in God, and to have faith in the system that God gives us. And they do well, and they prosper, and they grow. And then they get old, and now they teach a lesson that they don't actually see, the children don't actually see the realities of it. And they teach them and their children to also believe in God. But for them it becomes more of a history lesson, not something that they personally experienced themselves. And so it doesn't have the same weight that Generation 1 and Generation 2 had. And so eventually that generation grows old as well. And they have children. And now this fourth and fifth generation, they have no clue, no personal experience, other than what they might hear, if they even listen, about the precepts of God and the foundation that He lays for your life. So here we see the generations of Joshua, of Moses, of 2 or 3 generations beyond, and the faith falls away. And then God awakens their faith, and they build a temple. And then the next generation, and the generation after that, the generation after that, become more corrupt. And so God destroys the temple. Now God has to wake them up again. And so they build another temple. And over generation after generation after generation, they fall away from God and His teachings again. The Israelites are an example of humanity, where we learn and experience the trauma of experiencing life without God, wakes us up, and then we realize we need God. And so we take His lessons seriously. And we are better for it. And so now we are again generations past an awakening. And so the children who are being taught and are born no longer have personal experience with God. And so it becomes a history lesson. Something that, like going to school, you have to do, but you don't really want to. And the parents, after generation, don't press the importance of the Bible and the importance of having faith in your family, because they've lost that understanding. And so the children today are born with no foundation. The Bible provides a foundation for who you are, what's expected of you, how to have a good and healthy life. It's not just for the eternity when you die. It also benefits you to follow the precepts of God now. Why? Because God created everything. He created the world. He created you and me. He created animals. He created everything that exists. And so the Bible is kind of like a manual of how to best get through that. How to best use what He created. From the man who created it. Yet we deny that. We deny His very existence. We deny the truths that are found within the Bible. And when we do that, we become lost. The way that parents have been teaching their kids, they were told by Mr. Spock not to put too much on your children and not to teach them too much and let them run wild and play. And so what did they learn? They didn't learn that life is hard, that life you have to work your way through, and that if you want something good, you have to make it. And so we have generations of kids who don't understand that just playing games all the time is wasting your life. That others are not going to pay for your life, and that you're going to have to, at some point, get up and step up to the plate and become something. This is what the world teaches. It teaches everything about me, I and myself. Nobody else exists. I have the right to be what I want to be. I have the right to stomp on someone else's rights because I want something that they want too. And the world teaches to get what you want, you stomp on others to do it. And what happens is that creates wars and chaos, hatred and anger. People who lie and cheat and steal to get their way. and then nobody can trust anybody. So now the wisdom of God comes in, and it's the opposite. In Proverbs, and I suggest you read the book of Proverbs, especially the first few chapters, it talks about wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to see the truth and act on it. Knowledge is something else. Knowledge is a gathering of information that tells you about something. But you can crunch numbers, in mathematics, but still not be able to tie your shoes. This is the difference between wisdom and knowledge. You can know about a bunch of things, but if you don't know how they work or why they work, it's useless to you. Teach your children wisdom, and do it by introducing them to the Bible, for that is a book of wisdom, and helps you see the truth and understand it so you can make good choices. The world has been lost. We have generations who are lost because nobody showed them what to do. They talk about the 50s being the great generation. I'm an in-betweener myself. I'm born in the 60s. But the 50s, they called that the great generation because they all got up and they did something. And they made their lives better. They understood that you teach your children not only how to tie their shoes, but how to change the oil in their car. Instead of telling your kids to go off and play all the time because they're in your way, you would bring the child in with what you were doing and have them help you do the work. And by doing that, they learned how to fix things themselves. We've gotten into a world where everyone is wanting to play all the time, and no one wants to work. And the realities is sometimes the work is the best part. When kids who would hate to go to school because they have to learn something, well, while they're at school, they meet friends, they meet people, they get to see the world and understand things they never would have been introduced to in their lives if they didn't go. So they may not be able to see it because they're too close to the problem, but even that grows them and helps them understand the world that they live in. And we want to take all that away and just give it to them. But if you give everything to your kids, they'll never learn how to do it themselves. Same thing with discipline. People might accuse me of being harsh because I believe in disciplining children. But what is harsher? To spank your child for running in the road, or to let that child get hit by a car? Wisdom. My cat is joining our meeting here. We want to help our children and give them a good life, but to do so you have to teach them how to do the everyday things, to have responsibilities, to learn how to do the laundry and how to cook and how to fix the lawnmower and how to work a phone and work a computer. And when you fail to do that, you're taking away opportunity from your children. So now we have a whole generation or multiple generations who don't want to do anything, who really don't know how to do anything. In the school systems, they've taught by the bell curve so that those who are failing can pass a grade, and those who are smart, it dumbs them down. Taking away the very thing that drives people to excel. You don't want to take away the benefits of someone who works. If the person does the work, he should enjoy the profits of it. If you take away the profits from the good things from what a person does, now you're making him a slave. Man is not meant to be a slave. He is meant to have a goal, to seek it out, to accomplish it, which gives him a feeling of accomplishment. And then he gets something for it. A living wage, a way to live that's worthwhile, that makes it worth doing those tasks. And often the tasks are hard and drudgery. But that is what forms you and makes you into a man or a woman. So we have this lost generation. And why are they lost? Because they don't know who God is. They don't know the wisdom of God because they don't take the time to know the Bible, to know the wisdom that is in there that could guide their lives. It's not just about accepting Jesus and finding Jesus. So that is very important too, because that's eternity. But it also helps you in the everyday. If you don't plow your field, you don't get crops. You don't get crops, you don't eat. That is the world. There is a world of people who are miserable because they don't have what somebody else has. And they're unhappy, and they think that there's something wrong. And they don't accept who they are, and so they're miserable. Well, you could be happy no matter what station in life you are. You just have to learn to accept your station, to accept the world around you. And then you can make it better. And be happy instantly at that time. You don't have to wait till you have a yacht. You don't have to wait until you've won the lottery. You can be happy with your family and your friends and your life. It's just a matter of changing how you look at it. So my challenge to the lost generation, if you feel that you're in the lost generation, that you were lost, I have good news for you. God is always here. He's always waiting for you to change your mind and to seek Him out. And you can change your stars. You can say, okay, this is my goal. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to earn it. I'm going to make something of myself. What is a man who doesn't make better the place that he lives? It's not a perfect quote. It comes from the Kingdom of God movie. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter if you haven't been trained right, you haven't been given the right education in school. What matters is that you make up your mind today, right now, that you're going to change that. You're not going to waste your time doing foolish things, and you're going to spend time reading. Learn what you have to know, and then do it. You see, Satan, he likes to tell us, you're not worthy. You're not good enough. It's too hard. Don't try. If he can convince you to act that way in the world, he can convince you not to try in your faith, not to try to believe. And I don't care if you don't know if God exists or not. The reality is reality. You see, God is truth. He creates the truth. He makes the truth, and he talks about the truth. So you should be able to read the Bible and find truths in it that will help you in life. And as you find out more and more truth, you're going to find out that God is real. And you're going to find out that he is truth. And, that is where life begins. So all of you in the lost generation, you're not lost. You're delayed because the people above you didn't give you the training that you need. But the good thing is you can change your stars. You can create your own reality by searching for yourself, learning for yourself, doing for yourself, so that you can do better and help everyone else in the process. I'm a minister at Trinity of Christ.org, and I hope this helps you, gives you some good advice, and helps you understand that God is not your enemy. He's trying to help you. God bless, and have a wonderful